I shake hands, I hug people, I grab men and women by the shoulders, whether they're women, men, young, old. It's the way I've always been. I'm not sorry for any of my intentions. I'm not sorry for anything that I have ever done. I've never been disrespectful intentionally to a man or a woman.
Spread your legs, you're going to be frisked.
Why is the Vice President of the United States of America touching me and kissing me and smelling me?
If somebody's uncomfortable with it, they can tell them in real time. But this is what Joe Biden does to kids.
All right, a very, very good movie there. You should probably check it out, called Grope Back Biden. We look forward to its theatrical release. Maybe it will compete with Top Gun. It is truly a movie that we would want to watch, but unfortunately it's rated NC-17 and we won't be able to take the kids. Joe Biden today at the White House doing exactly what Joe Biden has done for literally decades, which is abuse children, abuse his power, and abuse his position. Joe Biden is a predator. We'll say it. Yes, right here, right now, Joe Biden is a freaking predator. And if your kids or you are invited to the White House, some people have to go. I would never go. Are you kidding me? I also make sure that I don't walk my kids down dark alleys with men who are on drugs, who have their pants down, and who are like, talking and breathing really heavily. But yeah, that's just me. Some people have to get invited to the White House and they have to go. So one of those groups of people is the Atlanta Braves. Every single time a major sports team wins a championship, they get invited to the White House, and it is usually very polite to go. Sometimes they don't, but normally you just go to the White House, you get the pat on the back, and then you go. The Atlanta Braves is one of those teams. The Atlanta Braves won the World Series last year, and now they are going to the White House. They get to go to the White House. Joe Biden gets to polish the trophy and talk, and you talk with the president, and the president cracks wise. Oh, I'm a White Sox fan, blah, blah, blah. And then you ship out, right? You get your photo and you ship out. But Joe Biden can't be normal, okay? Even at this family-friendly event, and a lot of these players bring their kids. So credit to the players, because the players literally briefed their kids on how creepy and horrifying and diseased and syphilitic and disgusting Joe Biden is and what a predator he is, because the kids actually played better defense here in this clip than Tampa Bay Buccaneers played last night against the Green Bay Packers. Ladies and gentlemen, check this out. So Joe Biden's on stage here at the White House, and he has the team of Atlanta Braves behind him, okay? Joe Biden doing his normal thing, all right? Now, everyone's expecting Joe Biden to just be like a complete jackass, not know what's going on, and not know what he's doing. So here's what the event looked like. Confused Joe Biden.
Well, folks, I guess we're going to do something now that is what people are looking for. There's going to be a reception. I'm going to take a picture first. Yeah. I'm inclined to hold this in my
We're going to get you right down in here. Thank you.
So Joe Biden has no freaking clue what's going on. Joe Biden is just wandering around on stage like a bumbling idiot, and he is like having essentially to be bossed around by the Major League Baseball players there at the White House to tell him what's happening inside of his White House. Ladies and gentlemen, it's embarrassing.
Anyway, we got more.
Sorry. Hold up your Biden shirt for this picture. All right.
What you saw there is the press corps having to tell Joe Biden how to take a photo. So they give Joe Biden a celebratory jersey. It has his name on it, and this is classic. This is what happens. The Patriots win the Super Bowl. They give Donald Trump a jersey, so on and so forth, okay? What's really unnatural and not normal for a White House that Joe Biden doesn't know what the hell's going on. He's having to be bossed around by the press. He doesn't know what he's doing on stage. He's fumbling. He's clumsy. He's clearly riddled with dementia, and his brain is Swiss cheese. Now, there is one part of Joe Biden's brain that is still functioning. And it repulses us to say this, but it is the part of Joe Biden's brain that has an unusual and unnatural attraction to creeping on children, okay? That's just what it is. Let's just call it for what it is. At the end of this photo line that Joe Biden takes, he stops and he says, I want everyone to leave unless you're under 15. I kid you not. I'm about to play you the clip. I want everybody to leave unless you're under 15. And if you're under 15, you got to come up here and you got to sit on my lap. Let me touch you and smell you. Joe Biden doesn't say exactly that. He just does exactly that. So listen to Joe Biden cut an age limit for the number of people that he wants around him, saying if you're under 15, and then watch the kids. This is what's most important. Watch how the kids react. More importantly, how the players react behind them, presumably the children's parent.
Everybody under 15, come here. Come on. What's your name? What's your name? Will? Come on, you guys get it. Oh, y'all look over here. Come on, honey. I got a daughter who teams all states, so come on. Granddaughter. That's pretty cool. All right. Come on over here. Come on by me. You guys. Look at him. Kiss him. Sure. Well, thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Yo, my team is putting this up on social media right now. I'm asking them to give it to me while we're live. You got to see the slow motion reactions to these kids, because there's a lot going on in that photo. You need to actually focus in on the children. You know, here's an amazing thing about children. And as a father of 2 children, and I want to have 4 or 5 or 10 children, I love children in the way that like God intended, right? Where it's like they're my children and I love them as their father and I want to raise them and protect them from predators like Joe Biden. Listen, man, there's something about children. They have an understanding of nature. Are you a parent out there? Let me know in the comment section. Are you a parent? Have you ever watched your child? Maybe you're not a parent and you're just somebody who has like nieces and nephews around. Everybody has engaged with a young child, a kid, and those kids end up not liking specific people. It is a superpower that children have where they just end up not liking people. And oftentimes the people that the kids don't like, the person that like scares the kids are like the creepers, like the weirdos. Sometimes they don't mean any harm, but kids, like my kids, for instance, can be really weirded out by like, a homeless man or a drug addict or somebody who's like making unwanted advancements towards them. Kids have that sense, right? They are not primed by society yet to try and be polite and suffer through it. Kids are just straight up like, what the hell is wrong with you, creep? Get away from me. You smell like moldy cabbage that has been covered in rotted Munster cheese, and it is disgusting. Your skin feels like a hot Werther's original. It is dripping and sick and sticky. And stop touching me. Like your dandruff is like getting on, and you're spitting everywhere with your giant fake teeth and your fake hair. This is like a thing that kids have. So these kids, they end up like seeing this in real time, and they're like, I don't want anything to do with that guy. Now, we don't know if these parents of these MLB players, if you were a parent and you brought your kid to the White House, you'd be very wise to coach your kid, like, do not go around the geriatric old man who's going to try and touch and feel and smell you. And don't worry, ladies and gentlemen, we have those clips for you in just a second. We'll prove to you exactly what a predator Joe Biden is. Joe Biden is just getting these kids' authentic, raw responses. Again, these kids weren't supposed to be on stage. This wasn't a kids' event. This is an event for a Major League Ball team. So watch this. This is the clip of the kids slowed down. Pay attention to how the kids are responding to Joe Biden. Watch how they react to Joe Biden. Tell me if this isn't a premonition, a second natural instinct for these kids to say, get the hell away from me. I don't like you. There's something wrong about your spirit, you sick, old, diseased predator. Listen, man, it's bad news. Joe Biden's a predator, and he shouldn't be anywhere near the White House. He should be nowhere near power. This is a man who has often and regularly abused power for his own personal gain, and he has done so sexually. We believe in Tara Reid. I'm sorry. If you fact checker out there, whatever, like, we believe in Tara Reid, okay? Like, Tara Reid had a bunch of corroboration for what she had to say about Joe Biden. She never got her questions answered. Joe Biden never had to answer a scintilla for this, for a staff member that worked for her that says that Joe Biden sexually assaulted her. Now, Joe Biden seems to be perfectly open and accepting of the fact that he had inappropriate relationships with like really young people. This is a clip from Friday. Joe Biden saying, hey, I think you owe me a hello. You know, when I met you, I was 30 and you were 12.
But guess what? We got a lot to do. You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway, this woman helped me get an awful lot done. Anyway.
What? How is this allowed? What kind of a morally repulsive group of people are Democrats that they would allow this to happen and this to continue? I don't know. Neither does my old boss, Tucker Carlson.
Well, it'll be interesting to know. Unfortunately, when he spoke in Washington today, he didn't really tell us. Instead, he got, as he often does, sidetracked and went off about some relationship he had with a 12-year-old girl. Watch this.
You gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30, but anyway.
It's hilarious. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30. Anyway, what? What was Joe Biden talking about? Who was he talking about? What exactly was he describing? It sounded like a late-life confession. We don't know, actually. For once, the White House is not clarifying what Joe Biden said. They're just walking away slowly. And the New York Times is never going to get to the bottom of it, obviously, not just because they're Democratic partisans, which they are, but because, like everybody else, they don't take Joe Biden very seriously when he talks. Whatever Biden's other talents may be, shelling for credit card companies or having Michael Jackson-level plastic surgery or showering with his daughter, he has a lot of trouble talking. He's not good at that. He rambles. He doesn't finish his thoughts, such as they are. He makes bizarre, unexclaimed claims like the one you just heard. Joe Biden, again, whatever you say about him, is not an articulate man.
So Joe Biden there inspiring Tucker Carlson to have the greatest chyron in the history of cable news. The chyron there saying, "Come on, lady, it's shower time." Tucker Carlson, of course, alluding to Ashley Biden's diary, where she talks about inappropriate showers with her father. I mean, what are we supposed to say here, man? What are we supposed to say here? The diary was validated by federal agents, and that's what it said. I mean, okay, who's going to answer for that? Who's going to answer for Hunter Biden? Who's going to answer for who raised these kids? At some point, you have to draw the line and say, who created all of the phobias and the brokenness inside of these children? What kind of a creep did that? Well, it's exactly the kind of a creep who would talk about his granddaughter this way. You might recall Joe Biden kissed his granddaughter on the mouth, direct open mouth kiss. And we probably can pull up the photo of that. He talked about his granddaughter this way before, leaning in and sniffing a child's hair. This is the most uncomfortable 30-second clip of Joe Biden that may exist on the internet. Are you prepared? Probably not.
And they all come back around age 19 to 21. But guess what? Granddaughters always love their grandpas. Doesn't matter. I'm taking my 17-year-old granddaughter, who is absolutely so smart and beautiful. We're walking on a college campus, and we're walking down. She says, "Pop, can we hold hands?" Can you imagine your daughter saying that to you when you're 17? But I used to love to drive. They don't let me drive anymore. And I have a beautiful Corvette sitting in my garage. I can't.
Did you see him move in for the kill there? He moved in to sniff the girl's hair. He literally moved in. You can see him shoved his nose directly through that girl's hair. By the way, this isn't just like Joe Biden making a mistake once. He does this all the time. There are dozens and dozens of video evidence of Joe Biden's predator nature. And by predator, we mean listen, man, we'll wait for substantiated facts to come out. But on tape, He is simply behaving in a way these kids don't like. He's taking advantage of his position and his power to physically abuse and invade someone's space like this. Or like, you know, it doesn't have to be a little baby. It could be somebody in, you know, like who's midlife. Could be somebody like the director of the Pentagon's wife.
For their trust and confidence. I've got a lot of thanks to give out here. First and foremost to my perfect wife.
It could be the daughter of your fellow senator from Delaware. Will anyone stop this man? He can't keep getting away with it. You should go to prison for stuff like that. I mean that. And quite frankly, if you ever did that to my kid at the mall or at the grocery store, if I ever found someone doing that, you wouldn't walk out of there. Hear me on that. So how does Joe Biden keep getting away with it? Power. And the sick, repulsive, disgusting people who are the parasites to power. They know they can't tell Joe Biden no. So they just allow the predator to roam free and hunt like this.
Don't tell me what I have to.
Get the hell away from the children. It's been a long day, but like, yo, guys, keep your kids away from Joe Biden. That's all we have to say. Keep your kids away from Joe Biden. This is not something that should be even remotely controversial. Joe Biden's a predator. All right. We have physical video evidence in living color of Joe Biden being a predator. He was a predator today at the White House. He uses his power in order to invade people's personal space, touch them, and make them extremely uncomfortable. Like this.
Gotta say hi to me. We go back a long way. She was 12, I was 30.
Okay, so that's actually a meme. That is a doctored image. That is a meme. This, on the other hand, with the tongue and everything, is not doctored. Joe Biden with his granddaughter. Is there really a cabal of like secret perverts and like sexual derelicts who run this country? Man, you watch enough clips like this and you read enough Epstein stories and you start to realize, yeah, the answer is yes. So ladies and gentlemen, keep your kids away from Joe Biden. Do not let this be your kid. Do you see him grab the kid's arm? You see how the kid pulls away? That's a classic child move. If you've been around children, if you have children, you know that's a classic child move to try and protect themselves from the creepy old man who's going to abuse his power by abusing your kid. Do not allow it to happen to your children. Keep your kids away from Joe Biden, and more importantly, keep this entire country and all levers of power away from Joe Biden. Joe Biden is just destroying this country at a rate. It's unfathomable. It's neck snapping. This is what we do every single night here, ladies and gentlemen. We bring attention, whether it's funny or whether it's dark, like today. And as a parent, this stuff like really grates on my soul because evil always comes after the children. Jesus always said, like, protect these children. If you harm these children, it'll be better for you to have a giant rock wrapped around your neck and you to be chucked into the ocean. Jesus said, bring the kids to me because it's kids like this that inherit the kingdom of heaven. Do not be mean to them. Do not cause them to go astray. It'll be better, like your fate, it'll be better for you to have never been born than the fate that awaits you if you allow these kids to go astray. So we'll leave it at that, ladies and gentlemen. Protect the children from these monsters. My name is Benny Johnson, and this has been our evening edition of The Benny Show.